How many times has this happened to you? Here I go writing a new tabletop adventure, and oh god, there goes my world building juice. Look no further than the World Builder's Archive for like the next 2 days. These 10 books are free range and non GMO. They're grass fed, purebred, red dead. Redemption. Every cowboy in the West has a hankering for these books, and you can only get them on Kickstarter for 2 more days.
Is that all then?
My wife left me. But with the World Builder's Archive, I can put my wildest dreams to paper. Like the one where she didn't get the antique bird feeder in the divorce. Read 'em, eat 'em in a salad, tape 'em to your shoes, and reach for the stars. The World Builder's Archive is here to make you a god of your own multiverse. An angry god. The World Builder's Archive on Kickstarter. It'll help you write good. How many times has this happened to you? Here I go writing a new tabletop adventure, and oh god, there goes my world building juice. Look no further than the World Builder's Archive for like the next 2 days.
Back in 2001, when we first began working with Gary Gygax, he pitched this wonderful series of books to us. He called them the Gygaxian Fantasy Worlds, and what he envisioned was this encyclopedic set of books for role players, writers, game designers, the whole lot of us, that we could use in making our games, creating our adventures, writing stuff for publishable content, whatever it may be. And there was really no end to what he envisioned this series to be. We eventually published The Canting Crew, The World Builder, Living Fantasy, 7 volumes in total. We had another 3 that were ready to go to print, another 3 or 4 after that we were working on. So the series was really open-ended. We are bringing these back. That's what this Kickstarter is. We've got 7 books online ready to be printed. We've got another 3 right after that we want to get it minimally out as we were working on them at the time. Those will be out definitely in PDF, depending on how well the Kickstarter does, and maybe even more than that once we kind of push beyond the necessary stretch goals and all that mess. But welcome to the what we're calling the Gary Gygax World Building Archives, and please give us your support. Share it around if you can. Pledge if you can. Whatever you need to do, whatever you can do for us and the memory of Gary Gygax, we very much appreciate it.
Trollord Games. Join the fray.
Yep. All right. Still not working. Yep. Interesting. 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 All right. Still not working. Well, we're gonna just get rid of that. Still not working. Well, we're gonna just get rid of that. Still not working. Well, we're gonna just get rid of that. Still not working. Well, we're gonna just get rid of that. Well, we're gonna just get rid of that. Well, we're gonna just get rid of that. We're gonna just. I should be live now, right? I should be live now, right? You still hear me? I should be live now. Now you can fix me. How's it saying? There we go. All right. Yeah, I don't know. The mic that I use, the input I used for my mic, is no longer working. So I guess it's something I have to go update. So just bear with me. Anyway, can you guys hear me okay now? All right. Is the echo still going? Let me know if there's an echo. There's still an echo? Why would there be an echo? Okay. All right. Good. It takes a few minutes. There's a little delay. So no echo. Looks like the echo's gone. So you can. Well, I don't know. Oh well, I don't know what to say. I suppose I could listen to it on my phone and see what it says. 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 Testing. Seriously, Tracy, you lied to me. All right, there will be there going to be a death this Saturday night at my game, or this Saturday morning. Y'all come on over Saturday morning and see how I tear her character apart in a mean shreds. I'll fix her hide. Spooky. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I'm Chuck Cumbo with Troller Games. I'm the community director and, I don't know, expose master, whatever you want to call me. I'm just doing all kinds of stuff. The dice tell the story. That's right. They do tell the story. We are doing a giveaway this morning for anybody who might be hanging out in any of the multiple platforms. If for whatever reason you actually, I don't think that's going to work. I don't know. Who knows? These other platforms we're streaming to now, like Facebook and them, some of them are not very friendly. But I will put this in the restream chat just for folks that might be hanging out in Twitter or TikTok or whatever. Maybe if it'll work. Man, technology is like the bane today. What's up, Sithkin? How you doing? Amazing adventures. That sadness. Come on in. Well, I would show you the chat, but it looks like it's not going to work, so I'm going to have to open it up this way. Let me open up the restream trap over here. Go this way with it. Chat is waiting for new messages. Let's try this and see how this works here. All right. That might have went out to everybody. Nope. Looks like it's not going out to... Yeah. We'll see. All right. Chuck, I've shared the TrollCon poll to the LongCon group. It looks like LongCon will be planning a road trip to TrollCon. Oh, wow. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I haven't looked at the results today or anything, but I knew it'd be... The problem with TrollCon is we want to do something really big, but I can't pull it off this year. I cannot. It's going to have to be a smaller event, right? It's our own con, Chris. We used to run them years ago. We've had about, I think I looked it up, went through all the records and stuff, and I think we've got about, probably about 7 or 8, probably. We've done in the past, but now it's been, gosh, man, like 10 years or something, maybe longer. But we're going to do a small event in Little Rock. I'm working all the details out now. We're going to probably be at the Marriott downtown. And we're just going to get a room for us to game in, maybe a room to do some panels in or whatnot, and just hang out with everybody and celebrate the anniversary and, that kind of thing. We're not going to do anything really big. I'm not going to have like vendors there probably. I'm probably not going to have food. There's restaurants all around it, so you can go outside and get you something to eat easy within 2 blocks. And there's a restaurant in the hotel, of course, and a Starbucks and some other stuff. So we're just going to do something small because I've got too much going on. I've got Gen Con I've got to worry about, and I've got some other things. Gen Con, Gamehole Con, DieCon in Illinois in a few weeks. that we're sending a small booth to. Dakota will be going to that, and then we've got. We're not going to Origins this year, but we have a bunch of games at Origins, is my understanding. So, yeah, we're about that. And then, of course, we've got GameCon, and then Page in Philadelphia in January. So there's a lot going on, right? And I got to kind of work this stuff out to where it works good. But TrollCon's going to be in September. I don't have a date yet. That's up to Marriott to tell me what days we can have right now. So I don't have a control over that because they have to basically give me what rooms they have left, because it's just it's interesting how this works. You kind of get yourself in there for the next year, if that makes sense. Oh, it'll only be a 1-day thing, probably, or 2 days at most. Rick, it won't be big. It'll be in Little Rock, Arkansas, the home of Troller Games. Bean. But it'll be for, I don't know yet. That again boils down to what they have available. They may only have a Saturday available. I don't know. But the ideal is, I think, is we'll probably do a Saturday and maybe a Sunday, or a Friday and a Saturday. One of the two. It's just according to what they can work out for us, right? Yeah. Can I ask you guys a question? Is my voice syncing up okay with my video? Okay. I'll wait to see if any replies. Okay, thanks, Mimdolf. Okay, thanks, Chris. Okay, good deal. Phantom says yes. I'm just curious. I don't have any indications on my end, but okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's something weird going on with the whole syncing thing today. 8.5 hours? That's not far. Not really, considering freaking Wisconsin so far. Okay, well, if it's not bugging everybody, I'll leave it alone. I thought it was looking off on my screen too, but there's not much I can do other than start the stream over, and I don't want to do that, right? Kung Fu Theater. I hope it's not that bad. Want to fight? Fight me. Right? Remember that? If I were to die for the long Kung Crew, right? Right on. Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm still working everything out, but it's coming together. It's coming together, and we'll have this Kickstarter done after this evening. It ends at 10 o'clock. I'm very excited about that. It's done extremely well. We did the 275,000 stretch goal, thinking that we wouldn't hit that, and I don't know. Let me look and see where we're at now. I haven't even looked at it this morning. I've been very busy this morning. I hadn't had a chance to really look and see. I had to actually did some work on the Kickstarter, but I didn't look at the actual total. We're at 271. So there's a very damn good chance we're going to get to 75. Holy cow. Did not expect that. So that's all because of everybody just being supportive and posting and sharing and that kind of thing. I will take you rice and swim it in it, Troll Lord. I will take your rice and swim in it, Troll Lord. Oh, yeah. I blame astrology. Yeah, there's a lot going on with us right now. That's for sure. That's why we really wanted to make sure we had some sort of a troll con, because it's our anniversary. Now next year, I might try to do something a little bigger. Bring in a bunch of vendors. Do a tournament. Some stuff like that. I might even still do a tournament this year, maybe. Really boils down to how much room they're going to allow us to have and how much it's going to cost. That's the key to that. But I'm pretty thrilled about it. I'm pretty thrilled about us going back to all these cons. It's good to get us out there again. I don't know anything about Gen Con. That's going to be an interesting one because that's a massive con, right? Huge. So we'll see about that one. The reason why I'm enjoying it is because I'm getting to meet a lot of you folks in some of these cons. So that's nice. Talk to you online is great and everything. And some of you playing my games and I see you face to face, but they not like, in person, right? And of course, if I have my druthers, I always love sitting around the table rolling bones with people, tossing some dice and seeing what happens. And anyway, we're going to talk a little bit today about whatever you guys want to talk about. We can talk about some world building and stuff. I can tell you what I'm doing, what I'm working on right now. One thing I'm working on, and I have talked to you guys about this before, is about the boons thing I'm working on, which is kind of like a gift from the gods sort of thing. You guys see me play it in my games. I managed to find some of my notes on some of the ones I was missing the other day, which I'm really thrilled about that because that means I can actually get this thing entered in and maybe get a little farther with it, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if we're going to try to sell it or if I'm going to put it out as a free PDF or if we're going to have cards. What I would like to do is have some cards made up and then have them around the tables. You could use them, have them draw, But we'll see. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with it. I've got a lot of good suggestions from people that's played my games and come on the stream here. So I've got a lot of that cool stuff going on. But I have a lot of them here. A lot of them. I've got one here called, like for example, called Ice Ice Baby. -4 saves in cases the target in ice for 1 round plus, and they get a +2 AC. But if they take damage, they take double damage because of the ice shards when it breaks. So no, it's written on. You know what my stuff's really written on. You want the honest truth? It's like when you go to these doctors, Rick, and they give you like half a pound of ream of paper filled with reports. I just bring them home and flip them over and use the back sides of them for notes. So I get some sort of value out of my hard paid for insurance, right? Hey, Belle, it was good seeing you at GaryCon too. It was really awesome. I hope you had a good time. GaryCon is definitely a special con. It's a little different from most cons for sure. It's a little different, a little special. They're all good though. I mean, I'm not trying to dog on any of them, but it is a little more personal, I guess, because there's places to hang out and stuff, versus a lot of convention centers where you just go in and it's filled with game tables and a vendor hall, and that's pretty much it. You get to find a spot. What I really want is for Chuck to raffle off a seat for his Saturday morning game. I'd be all over that. Oh, that's all right, man. No, that's cool. I mean, I love that. And I'm actually I've been thinking about trying to do something a little different and bring in some community folks that want to play. Doing a community game that's separate from my regular campaign game. I've got time. I mean, I've just got to figure it out. But what I'd like to do is, and I might even do it in that game. We've got a lot of people kind of coming in and out. We've got some regulars like Beans in there regular, and Remen. He's not been feeling good lately, but he's typically in there really good. Jeremy's been pretty good about showing up. And then I've got some floaters, like we've got Christy, and Christy's not joined yet. That's Little Bird. She's going to be playing a little bit. But we've got Coco Bunny, and we got Heather. In fact, Heather's not even here this morning. I haven't seen her lurking around in the chat yet. But so yeah, I've been thinking about maybe doing like a spot, once a month or something on that game, and have a community member come in. And I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Do you think about what do you think about this? This is an idea that I had. What if we brought in folks that wanted to play from the community, and they would help me, like they would run the bad guys? What do you think about that? Oh, she's still in. Yeah, Jay's got a lot of streams going on right now during our time period, so that's we kind of made an agreement whenever she come over to the group that she needed to, she would play with him as well. But we're working on it. I'm actually going to start giving Jay my schedule so he can plan around it, because with all these cons coming up, and then I've got vacation coming up in May, I'm going to be out some this year. So that allows him to, see, we want everybody to watch both our streams, right? But we don't want them to compete if we can help it, because it's always better for you guys, so you're not flipping back and forth and that kind of stuff. Yeah, Kothar shows up eventually. I thought it was 11:30. Yeah, I know. Jeremy's hilarious. He's funny. I would love to play a villain, especially if it's a goblin. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, McGlett. It's doing something like that where we could have a guest come in. I'll come up with a special boss for us to fight, and they could run in. Or maybe they could just run all the stuff they encounter that day. Well, we would plan it out. I think it would be fun to do it that way. Jeremy would never make it. No, he probably wouldn't. Tracy, he probably wouldn't. That's for sure. In fact, he's not on right now. Says he was on. Now he's been getting up a little earlier lately. He was on 7 minutes ago, so he's creeping around, but I don't know. He's probably not in the chat, obviously, so he's not talking. And we're doing a giveaway again for anybody who's out there that's not in Twitch. If you want to come over here to Twitch and just enter the giveaway, you can do that. I hate that we can't do cross-platform, but it's about near impossible to do. So, and I know we've got a bunch of people from other platforms watching right now. I was just checking out the numbers. They're pretty darn good. It's pretty cool to be able to hang out this many people early in the morning like that, right? Anyway, going back to my boons, maybe you guys can help me with a couple of suggestions. And also, just so you know, I'll take any questions you've got too, of course. Would you allow foreigners in your game? Only if they like the band Foreigner, Willie. No, foreigners. It's funny you said that, because me and my wife were somewhere last night. Where were we? Was it last? Oh, maybe it was yesterday coming back from the gym. I don't remember. But we were listening to a song, and in the song, and this was an old song from like the 40s or 50s, and they mentioned the word foreigner, and I thought, that's such a weird term. That's so foreign to me now. You know what I mean? See what I did there? Because, you know, used to mean someone not from the United States or not from your land, right? But I don't know. I don't know. The word's just different now. I don't know. It's funny. Oh, look who's babbling. Whatever. What are you up to there, Gasumba? I was just talking about you. That must have been why you showed up. There's Jay now rolling in. Let me give him a shout out so he'll be happy. I don't like him threatening me like he does all the time. He's very dangerous. I try to do shout out to Jay. That's really brilliant. There you go, old school. Jay's been running one of the longest campaigns known to man. What is it, Jay? 44 years now? I'm glad you're happy. That means you must have had a good Tuesday, which means good. Yeah, 44 years. It's a long time. And he's working on a project with us to bring Altamira, his campaign, over into the world of Arid and CNC and all that. I'm very excited. I can't wait to get a hold of new classes and stuff. That'll be a lot of fun. We're going to have to, once we get a little further along, I'm going to have to have you on one morning to come on and talk about it. You know what I mean? We'll talk about it on this show so you can talk about the experiences with world building, you know, and building this out and designing this supplement. I think that would be awesome. Yeah, 44 years, Narg. Insane. Absolutely insane. I mean, I've been playing a long time, but not a consistent one like that. These are the same guys, you know. When I first met Jay, I didn't believe in that bullshit. I thought, oh, he's full of it. But I did my research, and it turns out he's not lying. They've been at it. I just want to know what love is because I'm cold as ice. You're killing me this morning, Willie. You're killing me. You're as bad as Rick Montel since 1980. That's crazy. That's a good time, man. We started playing 76, but you know, real life came along and smacked that. We've played off like we play now here, right? But everybody had to take a break and have kids and travel the world and whatever, you know, that kind of thing. Oh, stay away from midnight play. You guys are killing me today with these puns. I'm gonna start renaming this the pun stream when I run it. Anyway, so these boons I was talking about, they basically, how this works is, where's everyone else? Yeah, I know. Oh, Steve's working somewhere. I don't know where Grace is. They're all around everywhere. Jeremy hasn't got out of bed yet, I don't think. No, he's not. He's not. Well, I mean, he might be out of bed, but he's not showed up around here anywhere. And Davis is working, so I'm leaving everybody alone today. I usually bug them if they want to come join me, but I thought I'd leave everybody alone today. You know. Oh, really? You have one signed by Lou Graham and Mick Jones? That's awesome, Rick. That's amazing. That's pretty cool. I don't have. Sadly, I didn't save my albums. I've got a few albums left, but I don't have. I'd like to rebuild my collection. I miss albums. You know. Anyway, if you've got any questions about anything, hit me up. If not, I'm gonna sit here and babble on about these boons. Boon signs importance. Yes. So what I do in my game with these boons is, and this is me, is they're basically used as rewards for people who do good ideals or role play and that kind of thing. My players vote at the end of the session. I'm sure you guys have seen some of that in our streams. They typically will vote on who they thought was the best of their peers, and then we'll award them a boon. They'll roll on the chart. But I've got all this to enter into the chart now that I found. So pretty happy about that. There's a bunch of them on here. Bad choices. Opponent takes action against different target. So basically what it is, if you want to use this boon in my game, it's I let them use it anytime they want, right? Because it's sometimes it's situational, but typically it's not. And I'll let them just, you know, I want to use this boon, and they can use it against another person. And some of it's good stuff, some of it's bad stuff, you know. But it's always, I don't want them to be punishing to the person using them. They're supposed to be a reward, right? So that's kind of where I play around with that. Let's see. Let me catch up the chat here a minute. Slightly off topic, but our plans to bring the other Castle Zage books to Kickstarter. Yes, sir. This year, we're going to do. Steve was talking about yesterday for just a little bit. We're going to do them all. We're going to redo all the ones that we published, and I think there's at least one or two, maybe three that were never published that we're going to try to finish too, because they've got all that stuff, right? He saved everything, so we're going to try to do the complete Castle Zage if we can this summer. That would be wonderful. Boon ideal superstar. For 2 rounds, target is invisible and flashes and hears crazy music in their heads. So, all right, let's explore this ideal a minute, Boon, that you've thrown at my feet. For 2 rounds, target is invincible and flashes and hears crazy music in their heads. But how loud is the music? I mean, like, are you saying that they're like they can't do anything, or they can still act? They just hear all this music and they're like flashing like that, right? Oh, like Super Mario Brothers. Okay, okay. Oh, hey, you've got a download for that now. That's great, dude. I had no idea. Actually, I did know. I know that I went over the day and downloaded Troy's stuff. You guys should go over and check that out. He's got a bunch of free little stuff over there. It's really cool. Let me write that down. I like that one, Trace. I'm going to add that to the pile. Let's see. Superstar. I'm going to write it right now. Superstar. 2 rounds. The target. I like to use target. That way you can use it on someone else, right? The target becomes... I read that as invisible to begin with. Now I see what my problem was. Invincible. Let's see. Let's change that from invincible to... What do you think? Let's give him a +2. Let's give him a +10 armor class. How's that sound? I'd rather do that, I think. +10 AC. We'll call it invincibility, but it's... Yeah, all right. What up, X-Cat? How you doing this morning? Yeah, we'll do that. And what was it you said? They said they have flashing light and flashes. And here's crazy. Flashes. Wait a minute. Maybe we should let the music be out loud. I'll put that down. All right, I've got it. So I will work that into the chart. Boone Idell, Bandit, you some bitch. I'm not sure what it does, but it sounds... Oh, God. Tyler, you're cracking me up. Let's see, Les. I do whatever I can to help, Chuck. Yes, you do. One's man boon is another man's misfortune. Question. As a CK, what's the worst, funniest thing you've inflicted on a PC that totally deserved? Well, funny you would ask that, King McGloot, because I've got lots of stories over the years, but probably one of the best happened at GaryCon, actually. So I had about 12 people playing in the game, and we were doing White Plume Mountain, and I kind of mixed it up a little bit like I always do, so we don't have to worry about metagaming too much. And one of the guys in the community, Omote, Derek, what is Derek's last name? Derek Werlander, I think. Anyway, he's Omote. And he had a bunch of his guys, his crew was there. There was about 3 or 4 of them, 5 of them maybe, but they're all sitting in one side of the table. And we were running through White Plume Mountain, right? And I had basically created this giant level 30 illusion. Expecting them, at least the wizard in the group, maybe even the clerics. There was one wizard and a couple clerics. Expect them to probably disbelieve it or whatever, but they didn't. So I got to have a little bit of fun because it was an illusion, right? But I'll go to the chase. So they finally reached what was the last room for them. They did not know this. They were chasing this guy, and they came into this room, and it had cavern-looking walls, and there was a door inset in the far side of the room that was in this cavern. They went up, and they... Oh, Omote's a friend of yours? Oh, yeah, this is about him. He actually went off on me. He had talked about it in the CNC group on Facebook, and on Discord too. But anyway, I've had lots of cool stories. I got a better story I'll tell you in a minute too. But I want to tell you this because you know Omote. So Omote, really got a lot of people in the CNC. That's the great thing about this community. We help each other for sure. Anyway, Derek's playing a paladin. He's level... I think they were level 10 paladins. He's a level 10 paladin. And he's been role playing the whole time, doing a great job. And so they go into this room, and there's nothing here except this door. They go over and open the door, and there's like a 2-foot cliff of crumbling cliff right there. And then there's the ocean out there in front of you, right? The ocean's laid out. They're on the side of this island. It's the side of a big volcano, and this door is just in the side of it, right? So he looks out, sees that, and they all crowd around. They freak out. What are we going to do? It's like 150 foot down to the rocks or whatever. And he says, you know what? This can't be real. I'm going to call upon my God to protect me and to prove to you guys that we have some sort of evil something going on here. It's not real. It's false. And I said, okay. I said, what are you doing? And I'm expecting him to say, I'm going to try to disbelieve. No, that's not what he said. He literally ran out the door and jumped off, knowing that since it was not real, he would be okay. Well, it's a level 30 illusion. I had him roll an intelligence check anyway. He rolled like 15 or 20 or something. He failed it. He didn't even know that. So he believed what he saw, right? Everybody was. No one was disbelieving. So he plummets to his death. Bones sticking out of his face. He's just laying down there. And they immediately got all over me about it. Oh, no, he's not dead. We tied a rope around him. And I said, oh, I must have not heard that. I'm old and elderly, right? And I said, well, where did you tie the rope? They said, we tied it around his arm, around his wrist. Now picture a fully armored paladin jumping off a cliff with a rope around his wrist. All right. So basically, the rope pops up with his arm flapping on it, right? And they pull his arm up, and he's laying down there dead anyway. They eventually get his body back up, and they come up they pick up this big idea that they're going to bring him back to life. That didn't work out too well because they used a magic circle and some other stuff. And I had a Death Knight appear. They all ran off, fled, and except for the cleric. The last cleric of the group said, I am tired of all this. I'm going to disbelieve. Finally, someone disbelieved. So he disbelieves, and he wakes up in the ship, in his cabin, looking out the window, arriving at the island with the adventure about to start. Bam. So that worked out pretty good. But Derek, he did not see it coming with him losing his arm. that was a good time. Let me see. We catch up the chat here in a minute. Let's see here. Spaceship rules for 5e. That sounds awesome. That sounds really cool. The Bandit Boone super jump. And what's more of Dukes or Hazard? Oh, yeah. Omote's a good dude. He about had a heart attack over the whole thing, but it was good. They had a good time. We all laughed about it. Anytime you can have gaming going on, and everybody's having a good time, that's all that matters. Hey, good morning, Wild Wired Weasel. Good to see you. Hey, Decoder. Yeah, he's one of the greats. Now, I will tell you one more story. I will answer one more story. Just because I love this story. This is probably my favorite story of growing up running games as a younger man. So the group that I grew up with, we were in high school. I was probably, at this point in time, I was probably 11th grade or senior. I was probably 17 or 18. And the group was an evil group. Yeah, I don't have many evil groups over the years, but this was one of my buddies. So they wanted to run an evil. So they were playing evil. And we were in Forgotten Realms. And these guys were trying to go up to the moon sea, but I had this big war going on. So everything was under martial law. You had to have passes to travel around, or the soldiers would arrest you and that kind of stuff. So they had decided that they wanted to rob someone who had a way to get into the city. So they waited at the edge of this forest for anybody. And this wagon came along with what appeared to be a man and a woman in the front, just riding along. They were some sort of merchants, right? And so they decide they're going to try to waylay this wagon and steal whatever they've got to get them through their passes or whatever they've got, right? So now one of the guys in the group had been working third shift at the time, so he couldn't play regularly. So he was always playing alternate them, so I would let him do his own thing with party and against the party. And at this very moment, he was actually playing in the group that day, but he was not playing with the group. He was playing as an NPC, sort of. He was separate because he never could play with them regularly. So picture us all sitting around the table. They're writing notes past them and that kind of stuff. And it's just what we're going to do. Well, this guy was playing an elf. He was playing I think he was playing some kind of fighter. I don't remember now. Maybe it was a barbarian. I don't remember. But anyway, he was evil, but he had sort of a weird streak in him. He was mental. Like he had been growing up as an orphan. I let these guys do good backstory. So he grew up as an orphan. He was obsessed with having a family, that kind of thing. So he saw this family in this wagon, and then he saw his buddies, the guys he used to run with, setting up to rob these people. And he thought to me himself, he goes, I need to do something about this. He sent me a note. He goes, listen, I'm going to sneak over, and when they stop that wagon, I'm going to try and sneak in underneath it. And I had him roll, and he did. They didn't see him. I had them all roll. And so they've surrounded this wagon. One of them goes around the back, the cleric does, and he opens the door to go in, and there's a little boy standing there next to a big, giant mastiff who lunges at the cleric and takes him down. About rips his throat out. They're all freaking out, right? So they basically get all the folks together. They tie him up, and they're all staying around what to do because they should use some sort of a pass to get him into the city. And this is where it gets bad. My buddy's under the wagon, remember, right? So he decides he's going to try to kill one of them. He sends me a note, and he goes, I'm going to try to kill one of them. I said, well, you can do what you want to. You guys have been friends for years. We went to high school together. Well, we're in high school still then. I said, we're buddies, so it's not a big deal. I've allowed PvP. We've had our little talk. I didn't say nothing to them about it. So they got into an argument because one of the guys was playing a halfling thief, and he didn't want to go to the city. He thought it was a bad idea. He felt like they were going to get in trouble for this, and he's like, man, this is bringing attention to us. Let's just leave. They got this huge argument, and I'm sitting there just listening, GMing away. And so They finally decide that they're going to go do the city. Screw you, you can leave. He's like, well, fine, I'm out of here. And so he starts riding off. Well, my buddy sends me a note. He says, I'm taking out my poison. Oh, he was an assassin. That's what he was. He goes, I've got some type F poison. You guys remember what type F poison was from AD&D? That's save or die, right? And he had some. He'd bought some or something somewhere. Anyway, so he puts it on a hand crossbow bolt that he's got. He's got this crossbow now, and he's underneath the wagon, laying down, looking at him. And he sees the horse ride off with the hobbit, the halfling on it, to leave. And he says, it sends me another note. And he says, all right, if anybody, the next person that says a word, I'm going to shoot them. Because he was trying to cause mass chaos, right? And free these family. Because he didn't, even though they were all evil, he didn't like the whole thing about the family being attacked. Well, Chris, the guy who was on the pony, the war pony, was a halfling. He rides off. He goes, I'm out of here. I'm leaving. He left. So I'm sitting here. He's sending me his notes. I'm reading them. They know he's sending me notes. They don't know what's going on. They don't even realize he's there. And Chris says, well, wait a minute, Chuck. I might go back and talk to him one more time. I really hate for us to break up as a party. I said, do what you want. He goes, well, I'm going to turn my horse around and ride back up to him. I said, okay. So he rides back up to him. And they're all like, oh, you're back, blah, blah, blah. And he says, hold on, I have something to say. And then I looked at James, and James rolled his 20. He rolled, I think, an 18 or a 19. It wasn't a nat 20, but it hit. So this bolt hits the halfling. He looks down at it. I said, roll a save. He rolled a save. You see the halfling fall over dead off the horse. They lose their damn minds, of course. The priest, he's a priest of Shar, so he casts darkness everywhere. They all go into attack mode. He casts darkness, but none of them can see in the damn darkness except him. So they're all bitching at him about it. They're all fighting each other, trying to get around. And my buddy sneaks around, frees the family, and gets them out and leaves. So that was quite interesting. I will say we still talk about that story till today because no one saw it coming with the damn crossbow bolt in his chest. He's like, oh, and then he just falls over. It was pretty funny. Anyway, let's see. I've had a lot of good. We've all had great stories in our games. You know that we all run into it. It's always funny. I've played an evil game, half series, half Saturday morning, Dark Kingdom vibes, and the dice loved me. Excellent. We had a lot of fun in that one, but we were defeated by almighty scheduling. Yeah, I know. Scheduling's the evil. That's the big bad evil, right? Omut was my CK for playtest many years now. I have the privilege of being credited as a playtest in the PHP. Oh, so you're Gronk. I've seen your name in there, man. That's cool. That's very cool. Chuck has this written down in his tabletop role-playing journals. It's like, I don't have anything written down. I just remember the really good deaths. You know what I mean? I'm filled with them. Filled with them. Oh, thanks, Will. Yeah, it was a good story. It's a good story. I like to do it. I love telling stories. When I go to cons and meet folks, that's what I love to do. Sit around and talk about games, what they've done, what they've ran into. And, you know, hearing players tell their stories, too, is good, too, because I always find it interesting when I have one of my guys or somebody in my games will retell something that happened and how I remember it and how they remember it. It's very interesting. It's always funny, but sometimes it can be a little bit different. Oh, I know you're being an ass, Rick. It's fine. It's fine. I can tell you the story about the guy who was playing a tabaxi and ended up getting killed by a bunch of frost giants. And they actually went and had him stuffed and mounted in the dungeon. It was pretty funny. In the Villa game, I pulled from the deck of many things 3 times and came out a higher level. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I want to do a deck of many things for CNC. I know we've got one in there, but I want to do a custom one for us. I think it would be really cool to do one that maybe had some connection to Aired. I've thought about it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it might be something we could work on. I need to be working on my crafting book too. That's another thing I've got to get back on and working on that. So now we've got Grace and Jeremy working full time. I'm hoping to cut me out some time during the week just to write. I think that would be good. The crafting book that I've been working on is the one I did. Have you guys seen the? I guess a lot of y'all may have seen it on the old store. I don't think if it's on the new store yet. I've got to get. That's more things I got to do is work on the new store. But anyway, it was just a small crafting book of rules for CNC, but it's pretty basic. But I got to go back and rewrite that into a big book now, so I've got to work on that some too as well. Anyways, let me check something here. My message is coming across. So that's about it. We're talking about these boons again. There was something else I wanted to ask you about it. What's up, George? Good morning to you, buddy. We're hanging out, talking game design and telling stories about the past. Oh, here's talk is cheap. That's one that I forgot about. I had. So talk is cheap is you can use it whenever you want, and the GM has to answer honestly, yes or no. That's a pretty good one. It was if I was to make my own version of a deck of many things, I'd make a deck themed around chaotic mischief, maximum tomfoolery. Yeah, that's kind of what I felt like doing. I like the deck of many things, but as you know, there are some heavy hitters in there, like leveling up, money, death. So I don't know. Question: what is the greatest monster that you haven't had an excuse to inflict on your players, but always wanted to? Oh wow, I don't know, man. That is a really good question. What is the greatest monster that you haven't had an excuse to inflict on your players, but always wanted to? Well, not the Trask. Definitely not wraiths, vampires, liches. I like stuff that makes players shit their pants. To be honest with you, losing levels will get you there really quick, right? I'll tell you something that I've never done. Well, so going back to like one of the things that I never really got around to ever trying to do as far as a monster goes was I never really did anything with like beholders as far as like a hierarchy thing or an organization, because I know in a lot of stuff, especially in 5e and older stuff, beholders were always kind of looked at as almost being like organized crime or something, right? They're always they're plotters, right? I've never done a beholder boss. I've never done that. That would be kind of cool to do. I should try to think about that a little bit. Most of my stuff's typically, I like mind flayers. I like drought. I like things that are just horrific. I'll use any monster. I'll tell you a monster that I don't use very often is dragons. And the reason why I don't use dragons a whole lot is because of two reasons. One, I think they should be feared, not commonplace, right? And secondly, I didn't know this until probably a few years ago. I was running a game here, CNC, and I like to use first edition, second edition, and other people's stuff. It doesn't matter what game it is, right? For the most part. And I was running them through Tomb of the Lizard King, and in that adventure, you run across a black dragon at the beginning, and I was a little nervous about it. And I sat down and was going through it, and I started looking at the black dragon. And I grew up. I've been playing since '76. I grew up with dragons. I know they're terrifying, right? I started looking at the stats on it, and I thought, man, this isn't very tough for them. These guys were like 10th level or something, and I thought. So then I went and got out the CNC monsters, or, the M&T, and looked at the dragons in it. Holy shit, what a difference. And typically I don't have to make much of a change when I do stuff in CNC, but I will say the dragons in CNC are a lot stouter. For example, this is something that blew my mind. With dragons in AD&D, an ancient dragon is 400 years old. That seems a little short to me. You know what I mean? So I started looking in the M&T, and of course in the M&T they're much older. They're like 1,500 years or something like that. So that's one of the reasons why one of the two reasons is that because they are very powerful, in CNC. And two, again, I don't want them to be commonplace. I don't want dragons just to be like. You think about it. If you see a dragon in the sky, people should be freaking out. Villages should be asking for help. Help! There's a dragon. Not look, it's a dragon. So that's my take, though. That's my take. Let me catch up with chat here a minute. Let's see what we got going on. And again, we're doing a giveaway today for some $10 codes. If you want to come over from Twitter or Facebook or wherever you're watching us from, you can come over here to twitch.tv/TrollerGames. I will actually put the information in here. There's the link. Hopefully you guys can see it. I think I've been a little disturbed here lately about Facebook not posting to Facebook, and it does look it's not posting to. It may not be posting to Twitter either. I don't know. I'll have to check that out. I don't think it is. That's interesting. But anyways, in regards, let me get over there and see if it's actually live. Maybe it's not even live on Twitter. Yeah, it is. There it is. Very strange, though, how it works, folks. Chat, say something. I'm going to pop it in there because it doesn't look like... Let's see if that goes through. All right, now I'm going to go over here and look and see if it comes through on this side. It did come through on this side. That's interesting. All right. Anyway, let me catch back up here. Deck of arity things. Yeah, maybe. Beholder lore is wild. Yes, it is wild, and that's something I've never fooled with. So I really want to start checking it out a little more. Question from MJ Cook. Just to confirm, on an Unscripted and Unchained last night, did Steve say that the Gods and Legends book will get a Deities and Demigods homage cover for the next printing? It sounds like it was. It sounds like it, but it was a little vague. Well, we have talked about doing a Deities and Demigods cover, and he may put that on the Gods and Legends book. Yes, I think that is the plan. I'm not going to swear 100%, but I think I could probably take your vague up to probably at least a good 60-70% chance. I think we want to. I really want to do. We're definitely going to have. We did a tribute for the Codex of the Plains, right? Jason did that one from the original planar book, from AD&D, and then so I think we're going to do that for sure. We like the tribute covers. We think that's kind of cool to give back to the community for the old pictures growing up. Now I wanted a different cover for the Codex of Plains, but Steve was right in calling that one. The picture I wanted, and I still want to somehow find a way to put it in as a tribute some way, is the old picture Paladin in hell. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. That's when that Paladin's he's in hell and he's fighting off all these devils, and he's got his sword and he hits one of them. You can see blood coming out and it's screaming. It was such a killer pick. A lot of that art growing up as a kid and looking through D&D books really resonates with me still, and to see that somewhere on a canvas would be awesome. But I may have to make my own. Who knows? Vasuk says, early on I switched level drainers to something that was temporary. If a creature didn't drain you to 0 strength levels, then it recovers once a day. In the 80 days, it let me use many more white-like stuff and not feel like a turd. You're not soft. Everybody has their own way of doing it. I like it just because I enjoy watching the fear. You know what I mean? But that's me. I won't lie. I enjoy cliffhangers, that kind of thing. But now I have most certainly did it different ways over the years, Dan. I definitely have. Just like you, I've done all that. I switch around my game all the time. Base 5e dragons really depend on how you fight them. Tactics shift their power. Now, I will say something about 5e. I don't do 5e anymore. I did my stint with it, but I did like several things from the game that I really enjoyed. One was milestone experience. I still do an XP experience for my guys, but I do a milestone on my side of the table. I try to work it out both ways because I don't like all the accounting. I liked what was the thing you said there? You said something that made me think about that. Oh, about dragons. They've got legendary actions, right? Some of these creatures have legendary actions. I think that's awesome that they've got lair actions and legendary actions. Your iconic monsters, like a Beholder or a Mind Flayer or a Vampire Lord, the dragons, they need to have that kind of thing when they get to be so powerful, so old. They've got these abilities. And they shouldn't just be like every run-of-the-mill, vampire or whatever. You know what I mean? So I really like that. I like that a lot. I like that. I liked the advantage and disadvantage. I like that idea. I do something a little different. I give bonuses to rolls versus an extra die, but same concept. So there were some neat things. I like to try to learn from all these different games and and pick what I like out there and see if it'll work. That's the great thing about CNCs. It's modular. I can add stuff to it and take away, and it doesn't break the game, right? It's not dependent upon its own rules. The only time I use a dragon was in Jim Ward's Cloud Giant's Tower PDF. That encounter primarily comes down to what? I've got that, but I've never ran that. I thought about running that at one of these cons, Tyler. I thought about running it maybe at Gen Con or Game Hall or one of them, just for something a little different, I've been running White Plume Mountain pretty hard here lately. I'm thinking about switching it up. Let's see. I really love your homage covers. Thanks a lot, Dan. I appreciate that. Hey, Vesuvius, good morning. Lots of people popping in here. Odd man's around. Okay, cool. He caused me to buy freaking even more. I know, man. I know. Listen, I'm the same boat. Of course, I don't pay for stuff now, but you want to hear something ironic. Steve laughs about this. I backed just about every Kickstarter that they ever did. I was always buying stuff, just like you. And then I go to work for them, and I've ordered like 3 things in like 7 years or some shit. I just don't have time. And that's crazy. You think that, right? But I've still got my other stuff, so I'm pretty happy with it, So dragon types in D&D always have a theme, metallic, colored gems, so on. What is the theme of dragon types you would like to see that isn't around? Well, I tell you, I would like to do. And you're right about color and gem and metallic. I wouldn't care to do something that was. This is going to sound really weird, probably, but planar dragons. I would like to have some dragons that were able to go between the prime material plane and their designated home plane. Have an abyssal dragon, have a hellish dragon. You get the concept, right? But I'd like to do some funky ones too. I just don't want like the standard planes. I'd like to do some really odd ones, like have a dragon that was from the plane of insanity, you know, so it's insane. Just kind of do some cool stuff like that. Now I know in the new M&T, we added Steve did a wonderful job with this book here, this book right here, and he added I don't know, there's like 10 or 14 new dragons in there, and there's some crazy ones, and they're not pegged to like color or metallic or even plain or whatever, right? They are just their own dragons, and the colors can be very deceiving. It's not, you can't look at it like you can like the normal AD&D dragons where it's all the blue is, you know, a blue dragon is lightning and that kind of thing. It's not like that. But he's got let's see, in this one here there is dragons: the beaked dragon, the frilled dragon, the anal dragon, the iris dragon, the curlet boned dragon, the Malegal dragon, musk dragon, the knuckle dragon, the ring or Ineth dragon, and the spike tail dragon. Now, those are regular dragons, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Then we've got greater dragons of Erd, right? And there's Copperleaf, Gold Sleeve, the Lore, the Silver Wing, the Taloned Wing, the Black Coated, the Greenwood, the Mirrored, the Red Tongue, and the White Sail. So, man, there is a ton of dragons in this book now. What is that? 20 dragons? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 dragons in here. It's crazy. And all of them got new art, you know, for the most part. Yeah, so you've got lesser dragons and the greater dragons. Like there's the beaked dragon, right? You can see the beaked dragon right there, you know, for an example. And then like one of my favorites is the black coated dragon. I absolutely love it. I saw its art here a while ago. I'm going to show it to you. It's probably my favorite as far as looks. I don't know, man. There's a lot of them in here. Like this one right here. This dragon here is, let's see, what is this dragon here? This might be just a piece of art. Yeah, I think this is just a piece of art from a red dragon or something. You can see it right there. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The gold sleeve dragon. I was trying to find the black coat because that's probably my favorite. I just like the art behind it though. There it is. So this is the black coat dragon fighting. The black coat is fighting the taloned wing, I think it is. Yeah, the taloned wing dragon. The taloned wing dragon has got obviously talons on its wings, right? Whereas the black coat, it hides up in electrical storms and attacks from storms. But look at that piece of art, man. That's I think that's from what is his name? The guy that did the art in this book, Stark. I'll look his name up here in a second because what is his name? It is, man, there's a lot of artists in this book. I take that back. I'm not sure which one he is. Man, there's a lot of them in here. Yeah, that's probably not the guy who I thought it was. There's a lot more people in here than I realized. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 12 or 15 artists in this book. Anyway, so yeah, dragons. That would be my take. I'd like to do something plainer. That would be cool. Dragons should be OP, so much of that to restrict. Yeah, you know, that should be part of the story, right? Dragon should be something that you fear. For everybody should be worried about dragon, right? Milestone is amazing experiences, blood magic. Good morning, Nicholas. Good to see you, buddy. I'm also a big fan of Milestone. Yep. Yeah, the draining, even if temporary, is still scary because you can die from drains much faster. Yes, you can. That's the thing. No matter what happens to you on drains, Dan, if you've got a condition where you've been weakened in some way, and an opponent can take advantage of that, suddenly it's deadly. It doesn't really you don't have to go to the extremes like I was talking about for sure. I like the idea of templates introduced in 3E, Vampire Dragon. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, Vampire Dragon would be neat. Clive Dunn's Tower and Stephen Wood's Tower are good for cons. Okay, I'll have to remember that one. Jim Worth shall not use the loss. Yeah, I know. I hate seeing Jim pass. That was awful. I brought my Gamma World set up to him to sign too this year at Gary Con because I thought he was going to be there, and he usually signs something for me every year. But unfortunately, he has retired to the great beyond. Let's see. Mooncloud, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What would be interesting would be a dragon whose color changes depending on its mood. That would be kind of cool, like a mood ring, right? But it's a mood dragon. That would be neat. That's interesting. When are we going to see the newer printing? Stepped away from the OGL. I sent you a message about a few days ago, Chuck, but no sound. Oh yeah, I'm sorry if you sent it to me on Facebook. I definitely probably didn't see it, but if it was in my emails, I'll have to go back and dig. I'm behind on my emails a little bit, but the OGL is going to be coming soon. I think that's going to be. We're supposed to have I think we're going to have a company meeting today, a staff meeting, and catch up on where the schedule's at. But it's going to be very soon. Like, I want to say June, maybe. I think we're waiting on to tidy up a few more things to M&T. CKG's done. PHP, I think, is almost completely done. So I think we're really close, you know. And I'm not sure if he's looking for any more art or what. I think he might be looking for art too for the monsters. Because we're getting the new M&T is going to be badass. Let me just tell you, I'm so proud of it. We did a great job of overhauling it and getting a lot of the crappy monsters out of there, or monsters that didn't belong that need to be in their own book, like say the Codex, you know, the Mythos creatures. They should have their own Mythos monster book or something, right? Or be in their actual codexes. That way we can focus on, you know, less book and more monster, if that makes sense. Because that book was getting pretty. The book's getting pretty hefty. I mean, I've got mine right here. And the book may stay the same size. Actually, I don't know. Because what we've done is we've made sure we're going to try to have art for just about every creature. Maybe not 100%, but we're going to be very close, right? About the art in here. And we went through and cleaned up. We've tried to go through. We've had Jeremy and Finn and other people, you know, editing it and going through it. I went through it. We had long talks about what monsters to keep and which ones to get rid of, like the Fae. We've pulled most of Fae out of there. We're going to put those in its own Fae book eventually. We'll do a supplement or something like that, you know. And the good thing about this is the classic iconic monsters are coming back. You know, we're going to have the Mind Flayer in there. We're going to have a Beholder in there. We may have to rename some of it because of the OGL, but they'll be in there stat wise. I think the Beholder is going to be called the Eye Stalker. I think is what we settled on. We all had a vote and everything like that. We did a lot of hard work on it. So I'm looking forward to that book overall than all the rest. Because being a GM, I love monsters, right? Let's see. When are you going to see? Okay, I've already read that one there. Let's see. Mooncloud. I run a flexographical printing press, printing product packaging. We were looking at labels we print for a company that would make whey protein powder. And realized they have 19. Wow, that's wild. I didn't know that either. And I love chocolate. Bad for me though, right? Pour one out for Mr. Ward. Yeah, that's for sure. In fact, I'm going to take a sip of water here for Mr. Ward. Jim was a good guy, and I loved his stuff. I grew up playing Gamma World. Metamorphosis Alpha. I mean, I like Tainted Lands. We're going to probably bring that back. It's a damn shame Jim had to pass because we had so much stuff we were working with him on and stuff, and it would have been a lot of fun. A while ago, I made an Alamy Dragon, Spooky Dragon with from Outside Reality. That's kind of neat, different. Hey, Shangy Girl, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, come on in. I'm just catching up on stream here. Wizard takes out his Sibley Field Guide to Dragons of Air and carefully compares the silhouette and color of the dragon. You know, that would be kind of neat to do like an expanded thing like that, Dragons of Air, and have Steve go in and actually write in hard lore behind each dragon. That would be cool as shit. Just like the one they came out with, you know, the Dragon Nemricon or whatever. I've got it over there for AD&D. That was awesome. You know what I mean? Oh, look, Mike Moans is coming in. Ray with a party of 50. Mike, how are you doing, buddy? I'm just going through here blabbing with chat. We're just shooting the shit today. Wayford Warforks, look at you sneaking in here. What's the best point in an adventure to crack open a cold one? Oh, my God, at the beginning. Come on in, Raiders. We're just hanging out. Good to see everybody. I have my Shoot the Shit Wednesday morning stream. We talk about game design, world building. Lots of times we'll have other people on with me. We just kind of hang out. I'm doing great. How was your stream? I have really enjoyed watching you paint, my friend. You're good. I think we rated into you not too long ago, and I knew about you, of course, because you always talk good stuff about Troller Games, but I don't get to hang in your channel much. So when I saw you on the other day, I took my chance and ran with it to rate into you. Oh, it was a low level encounter. Oh, you did some gaming today. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, that's right. Different time zones. What are you, about 6 hours ahead of me? I think. I think you're across the pond, aren't you? Right? I think so. You're not Australian. I think you're English, right? I might be wrong though. Yeah, 6. All right, that's what I thought. Get them all drinks and comfy chairs before things get out of hand. That's right. Y'all come on in. We are doing a giveaway. We're doing some $10 codes from the store for a PDF or whatever. You can get on there. It's just for digital stuff, you know, PDFs. But you can gladly go over there if you win and check it out. The only catch is you would have to you'd have to go to our Discord, and what you do is you go over and you talk to my community member, Obsidian Risk, and he'll give you the code. It's real simple. Been doing it for years that way. Makes it easy instead of tracking me down because I'm so busy that I don't have time to do nothing anymore. Oh, Manchester. Right on. Right on. I've not made it to England yet, my friend. I've got a lot of good friends over there, and stuff from streaming and everything over the years myself before I even worked for TLG. But I've not made it yet. That's my dream, is to make it over there. I really like to. We just signed a deal actually with a distributor over there, and we're actually going to be shipping our first huge pallet of stuff over to Europe and to England. So that's going to be good to be back over there in full bore again. So I'm looking forward to that. The comfy chair reference. That's right. I love Monty Python. Varsuk says he's heading to Cambridge in July before continuing on to Andalusia. Andalusia? Where is that at, Dan? I'm not familiar with that, and I should know where that's at. I used to teach world geography. We all need the comfy chair. That's right, the comfy chair. Speaking of comfy chair, I backed that Kickstarter for that crazy Monty Python RPG. That was nuts. A lot of junk in there, a lot of stuff. They actually have dice. They actually have dice cups or whatever that are coconuts, right? So pretty funny. Bring the rack on the comfy chair. Love seeing the Gygax board behind you and looking over and seeing mine. Yep, good times, my guy. Oh yeah, yeah, good times. I wish that we could get together again. We need to get together sometime though. You need to hit me up. We can go out for dinner or something. I talked to Daniel. He plays on my game every once in a while, but he's got kids. You know how that goes. Adeline, I backed and I can't wait for it to arrive. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you did back it. I probably should have told all the Raiders what was going on. Today we're finishing up our Kickstarter. It ends this evening. It's for Gary Gygax's World Building Archive series. It used to be known as the Gygaxian Fantasy Worlds. We kind of rebuilt it a little bit. I haven't looked at it in a little bit. Let me go over and not just peep and look real quick. Yeah, it's CF actually for crowdfunding because we've used different platforms in the past. I got tired of changing it. But there's the link if you want to go check it out. We're up to $273,000. Fantastic. I had no idea we'd gotten that far. We did a lot while I slept last night, but that's good. That's good because we're coming down to the winding down. I think we're obviously going to get the next stretch goal, which is a full index of all the books. But it's 10 books of world building. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I'm so excited. I mean, there's a book in there. They even have a whole dictionary on Thieves' Cant. I mean, it's awesome. All this stuff was books that Gary wrote and co-wrote, and back when he had the series, back when we published it before, gosh, in 2008, I think it was. So it's been a long time. It's nice that we've gotten Gary's stuff back to publish and republish. We've had some new stuff we're going to be publishing that he never released, like the Kings of England and France board game and some other stuff. We've got some stuff to do us for a little bit, plus our own stuff, of course, right? Oh, you backed the Monty Python thing. Yeah, the Monty Python, man. I couldn't believe all the crazy stuff that come with that. They've got a dice tower that looks like the tower they took up to, when they were trying to fling over the cows and all that nonsense. There is one, yeah, George. It's that complete index at 2075. I think that's what did I put in there? I put the stuff in there yesterday. I don't even remember. Yeah, complete series index. So there's going to be a whole index for the whole series. So that'll be the next one. I tell the powers that be that you should through modules and actually add back in monsters like human. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know if we'll add them back in. I know that we don't have the ability to do that probably, Dan. We're so busy with putting out books now that we can't seem to get the other stuff done. But my thought is that we could at the very least flag them for whenever we have to do reprints. Then we could go in and try and change them, right? Yeah, that's one of the things I want to do. I think me and Jeremy in the new M&T, in the new M&T that's coming out, we actually have a thank you for the follow, everybody. By the way, everybody, thank you so much for the follows. Honestly, we really appreciate it. That's amazing. We just do games here. We do gaming content, controller games. If you want to know a little bit about our game, if you're not familiar with it, I'll drop a couple things in chat real quick. This is about our flagship game, Castles and Crusades. You can read about it. It's a very simple rules-like system. We've been around since 2004. In fact, we helped with 5e along with Pathfinder for some rules in 5e, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, we've got Amazing Adventures. There's another game that's out of print right now called Harvesters, which is for kids. So we've been doing this stuff for 25 years. This is our anniversary. So we're doing all kinds of crazy giveaways this year, and stuff too. We've got some more stuff coming up. We just got the patches in the store. And I think we're going to do a special shirt. And we've got some other stuff we're going to give away for free. So it's going to be a good year for anniversary about that. But back to what you were saying, Dan. Yeah, we have a whole section of humans in there, like bandits and that kind of stuff that we're putting into the M&T. So they'll be in there. Finally, right? Siege Engine is the most innovation to come out of the OGL. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, Siege Engine's that's our mechanics system for you guys, and I'm telling you, it's amazing. It really is. I have no complaints about it. There's Advancing Adventures. That's our multi-genre role-playing game. Now, we did a Kickstarter for it last year. It's about to be released again, new upgraded. It's going to be something else, let me tell you. As soon as it's out, we're going to flip switches on it and start working on Star Siege, which is the old supplement for it for science fiction. But we're going to actually make it its own. It'll still be a part of AA, but it'll have its own books and stuff. We're going to have our own guide and everything. And then my hope is we get that out, and then we're going to go into post-apocalyptic, which will make me very happy. Because I love post-apocalyptic games. I love the ideal of humans versus, the mutated future world, of risk and reward and all that. It's going to be a lot of fun, I'll buy more from that. Yeah, I'm looking forward. The M&T is like my biggest thing. I can't wait. I love my Tomage 2E binder that came with the hardcover as an option. Yeah, we talked about redoing those binders again. I don't know if we ever will. It caused a lot of complications in shipping and the actual putting it all together. And that's one of the things that I've learned coming to work for the Trolls. I've been with them, it's 6 years, almost 7. And, when I was back in Kickstarters and I was out here just doing my thing and didn't know nothing about the business, I loved all the cool shit you would get. Like, for example, I noticed today when I was at the gym this morning, I've still got my old Castles of Crusades bottle opener. It's reflective, but you can see. Yeah. It's worn out, right? I thought this is very cool. But now that I work for the company, I understand the problems that kind of stuff causes when you have to go and, when you have to sit down and assemble all this stuff and ship it out for Kickstarters. It's a serious issue, right? It can be a problem. Like, for example, he bought I forget how many flash drives. We're going to put books on everything. Sounds like a great idea. But the problem is you get them all in, you get them all ready. Wait. So we've got, I don't know, 5,000 flash drives. Who's going to put all the books on there? Just stuff like that. So then that holds things up. It's always something. So now that I work for the company, I'm not as miffed about us not having so much cool stuff because I pushed Steve to let us put it in the store. Then that way I can still get cool things like, coffee or the mugs or whatever I want, shirt, whatever. And I don't have to worry about it being 5,000 years for it to come to Kickstarter because they had to hold everything up to get something done, right? For Post-Apocalyptic Siege Engine, I recommend the Omega World. Yeah, man, I know about the Omega World. I'm a big fan of post-apocalyptic mood. I love it. That's probably my favorite genre, to be honest with you. I just got about an email about one I can whisper the early if you want. Yeah, send it over to me. I'll check it out. That'd be fine. I'll have to check. This is on the company account. I'll have to check the company account later. Let's see, but send it on over, Adeline. I'm ready to order all 3 new printings. Yeah, I'm very excited about it, man. I can't wait to get them in. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Now the Kickstarter itself, I mean, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll take a second before we get off here. I need to probably do some things for work, but for you guys that are just hanging out and don't know anything about it much, let me give you a little preview of what it looks like for just a second because I think that would be really cool to do, right? All I gotta do is open up a source here. I'll go over and grab a. Let's see. Oh, hey, you need to learn to scroll, buddy. That helps a little bit. There we go. Add the source. I'm going to do a new source. I'm going to call it a browser source. We're going to add the source. And interesting. Let's see what it's going to do for me here. Ah, there it goes. And let's see. Oh, yeah, I can do it this way. Ha. I didn't even think about doing it this way. I was going to do it a different way. We'll close it up. Let's see if it brings it up here. There it is. There it is. Wow, what is that weird thing that's on there? What does that say? We used personal data. Sure. I don't know how to get rid of that. I'll just refresh it again and see what happens. See if it goes away. You got to be kidding me, Kickstarter. Really? How am I supposed to click on that? Now, where there's a will, there's a way. Now I won't be stopped. What's this? I'll just do what I was going to do to begin with. Where's it at here? Display capture, window capture. Let's do window capture. Do that. We'll do a new one. We'll go to that source. Now we'll find the window, and I want that right there, and we'll do it. There we go. Look at that. See? That's how you do it right there, folks. That's how you do it. So I'm going to zoom this in just a little bit. And then I will make this a little bit smaller. You don't need to see me. We'll go through it real quick. So there it is. It's really simple. That's what the leather books look like. That we put those up last night. Hey, Lady Hawk. Thanks for the entry. Good to see you. Let's see. You have to enter to get away. I will pick the winner. Oh, wait. That's not even nothing. It's weird. Yeah, it sure is. 10 books unlocked on Kickstarter. There's all the books. There's a bunch of them. Now, those covers are not real. This one is real. So I'll get to that in a minute. I think he has a picture of it on here. That's a picture of the table contents for all these books and what they look like. As you can see, there's all kinds of information about them, right? I mean, you just wouldn't. This is one of my favorites. Now, this book's from Living Fantasy Book, right? But look at this, A Day in the Life. So, do you want to know what it's like to be the day in the life of a beggar or the day in the life of a jungle hunter? How about a shopkeeper? Gary went through and entered in all this crazy stuff about that. It's really cool. I mean, for me, that would be really cool. This is the different reward levels and what you get. As you can see, as you spend more, the more you get, of course, also. But you can come in here and just build a book and get one book in a PDF and then add to it through the add-ons. You can most certainly do that. We have unlocked 3 other books, which is the Pantheons, Waylon Smith's catalog, and the Essential Places. Those are 3 never released before books of the series that we were almost done and was ready to put out when he passed, right? There's the meter. Just kind of shows you where we've went. We funded here, and then of course there's a pocket folder now for the map. So the Canyon Crew, which is the first book, gets its own pocket folder with a map of the city of London. Then we did new illustrated maps for Living Fantasy. Essential Facts, that's now in print. The Pantheon's in print. There's Waylon in print. All that right there, you know. Sort of a breakdown right there of sort of, you know, how much it is retail rise and all that kind of thing. But then it goes back into talking about the archives and everything about the books. So there's the Canyon Crew. Canyon Crew is about thieves, assassins. It's just a whole book about that whole society in city and outside of city. Goes over, you know, all the manner of guilds and businesses and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty awesome. Plus, you've got that 40-page Cant dictionary, which I'm really anxious to use at the table. Mess with my players, right? Essential Facts and Things. This is about basically, these are basically a lists of everything you could ever want. Armor, weapons. You need a name of a tavern. You need, you know, building materials. I've used it in my crafting book, actually, to look up metals and stuff. It's really helpful. Living Fantasy talks in about the whole idea of creating a fantasy environment, right? You know, city, you know, rural, you know, what kind of land you're going to use, what kind of environment you're going to use, what kind of government you're going to have, how are the roads, do you have tunnels, that kind of stuff, you know. Extraordinary Book of Names, 100,000 names, choosing a good name, meaning of a name. So it goes through and kind of gives you, then you have a generator. You can create your own names. That's pretty awesome. Let's see here. I'm going to go through and look. Just exit off. Yeah, I couldn't because it wasn't up on my screen. It was coming up on that browser. It was grabbing the browser source. You know, it wasn't actually doing it on my screen, so I couldn't do anything about it. It's pretty funny though that they had that. Tearing is the issue. Otherwise, they're good. Oh, okay, yeah, right. Nobles and Beanberg needed that book. Yeah, that would have been a good one, right? And we, you know, that's why I'm excited about these books coming back out. You know, I'll have all these books, whether I work for the company or not. Guided adventure writing, develop the thematic advance, story roles, characteristics, plot, store function, story elements, objective. This is killer information, man. Nation builder, the geography guide to setting up and to setting creation. So, you know, you talk about how to build a country, you know, and all that stuff. You know, is it going to have magic or has it got technology? Is there a deep folklore behind it? You know. Oh, there's one of the new dragons for the M&T right there, guys. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? Jason Walton's amazing. Cosmos Builder, a guide to constructing and employing all the elements of the planes. You know, Steve's doing the Codex Planes for us, which will be tied to Aird, but this is just a non-setting agnostic book about information. If you want to build your own cosmos, you want to do with planets and space and, you know, the different planes and that kind of thing, it gives you guidance on that, right? Pantheons, gods and demons, demigods of multiple mythologies treated for a pure faith. Now, this one was never released. This is the first of 3 it never released. 14 global pantheons, 6 isolated pantheons, deities, manifestation, material words, So it's kind of like a deities and demigods kind of, right? A little bit. I have not actually looked at it. These 3 books here I have not looked at, and I'm kind of waiting till I get them in my hand physically because I want to experience them for the first time. I've got some of the other books from the original printings, but this will be new, right? Wayland Smith catalog, a catalog of weird, strange, and perhaps humorous magical apps. I've heard all kinds of stories about this. Steve says don't put these in your game. Gary actually says it in the book. I plan to, because for people like Bean and my players on Saturday morning on here, yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with that for sure. Chuck, why was the World Builder title changed? I don't know. I wasn't in on that discussion, but I know we were going through them. Part of the reasoning I think is they wanted to try to, because the World Builder was great, but it didn't really. These are all real world builders, right? And that was kind of where the confusion was coming across because every last one of these books can be used to build with worlds, whether it be in the plains or wherever you're building something, a setting, right, a world setting. And I think that was a little bit of confusion. They felt like they wanted to get away from that, so they just called it what it was. It's got all kinds of facts, it's got lists, that kind of stuff. I think that was the plan. Hey, George, we'll see you, buddy. I got to get out in a minute myself, too. I'm just sitting here blabbing away, but I want to go through here and look at these. Essential places, generic source book of locals, single examples, multiple locals, urban and rural. So if you need like a town or you need like, I don't know, a druid circle, or whatever, they've got all these different places that you can just pop into your world to use, right? Pretty interesting. Used as a template. And that's the 3 unreleased right there. So I'm excited about those again. And there's the thing about Gary right there. Game designer, author, co-designer of the world's most popular RPG, and one of all of us. Yeah, he is one of all of us. He was a true gamer, that man was. And we did work on a lot of stuff with him. We've got a lot more stuff coming. We've got Castle Zagig coming. We've got the Hall of Many Pains coming. There's a lot of stuff, actually. Then, of course, we've got new shipping going on over in Europe. So we've got friendly shipping now for Europe, which has made me very, very happy. I'm very happy about that. And that's the Kickstarter in a nutshell, guys. A little quick rundown for you guys in case you're curious about it. So those mostly are practically finished books, are like the ship one and another Steve mentioned. Some future product prevents completion or publication. Let me see. So those mostly are practically finished books like the ship one and another Steve mentioned. Some future products. Yeah, we're going to come out with them. We'll probably do as much as we can because we don't know how long we'll have the license to it. Anything could happen. I mean, we lost it again, right? Start the kicks. That's right. Yeah, thank you, Lady Hawk. Yeah, it's that. Them books right there have got me no, that's okay. My typing's worse than yours by far. Trust me. But it's got me stoked. I'll just tell you, I'm real excited about. I'm real excited about this Kickstarter. I'm excited about all of Gary's stuff coming back because I didn't have much of it. I had some, because I've got like my stuff growing up as a kid, but unfortunately, there was a time when I moved and I had a flood and I lost a lot of stuff. So get some of this stuff back that I had before and new stuff, just like with the world building series here, right? I had 3 out of the 7 books and now we've got 3 more. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I type well enough at night on my phone. Man, I just don't even talk about it. Between carpal tunnel and me being old, forget it. Anyway, that is that. I will take that off so you can see me again. I was just slapping away here with that. But I appreciate you guys asking all the questions today and hanging out with me. I think we had a good discussion. It was good. I look forward to these Wednesday mornings. The only thing I miss is my nice big cup of hot coffee. Because now I have the delicious water. So, I'm trying to do the right thing. Get healthy. I lost all my 1E, 2E in Ida. Only like 5% was upstairs. I lost. Oh, yeah, man. And that's terrible. Oddly enough, when we had that flood, I lost a ton of stuff. A lot of it was all my CNC stuff. I lost all of it, I think, except for a few books here and there. But I still have a lot of my AD&D stuff. It's in pretty rough shape, but I don't care. It's mine, So I will tell you this much, though. I've still got my original player's handbook. It's right here. Now, it's in great shape. And I don't touch it much. I've had this thing, since it came out. And I did get the Luke and Ernie to sign it, though. I thought that was kind of cool, right? But, here's the picture I was talking about for you guys earlier. There it is. Paladin in Hell. Look at this picture, guys. You got to see this picture. Isn't that awesome? Wouldn't that be cool to have Jason Walton redo that on a book? Oh, my God, it would be amazing. I would love that. That would be great. It'd be killer. You sound like my wife. Cleanse away. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying, Jay. I'm trying really hard to cleanse away like you wouldn't believe. Oh my gosh. That would be a good thing. Let me see where we're at on everything. I did go over a little bit today. I apologize, folks, for that. But hey, what can you do? You know. And Mike, if you're still listening, I want to thank you for the raid. That was super, super nice of you, man. Super nice of you. I really appreciate it. And I always try to give back the favor when I see you on, man, or any of my other people that we hang out with and appreciate our products, you know. Oh yeah, Jay, you're hilarious. Oh, sorry, Rick, that wasn't TMI. That's Jay's problem. That's between you and your PHP. Yeah, that's what I thought. Tome of the Unclean, Narg. But we're coming out with a new one, and he's already got a. You know, I might try to talk him into doing the one for Infernum. I don't know what he'll do for cover. That would be so freaking cool. I will try to talk him into it. We'll see. Oh, thank you, Adeline. I appreciate it. Pass it along to Mike. He's an awesome guy. He really is. I enjoy it. I used to watch the stream a lot back before I come to work for them, but as I got more and more hours working for them and now I run stuff, I don't have time anymore to do anything, it seems like. Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of the new books. Yeah, Infernum and what is the other one? It's the light side of things. What is it called? Codex Infernum and Codex. Am I gonna have to look that up? Seriously. I'm gonna look it up before we get off here because it's driving me crazy now. Codex. Oh wow, learn how to spell, buddy. Codex Codex Sonorum. That just came. We just released that actually. I'm gonna try Infernum and see what comes up. There it is. It wouldn't come up in my history, but there it is. So it's Codex Infernum and Codex Exaltum. That's it. Codex Exaltum. That's right. I couldn't remember what it was. Yeah, I'm looking forward to those coming out. I love planar stuff anyway. You know, I still have that up on my channel sometimes. Right on. What are you talking about? Oh, about that? Yeah, that's a good one. All right, let me see here. I need to check one last thing, and then we're going to get out of here. Sneak by and see if there's any messages. There is a messages for me. I have missed those messages. All right, I'll have to take care of those. All right, with that, guys, I think I'm going to leave you to it. Let me check one last thing. Oh, we need to do the giveaways. I'm about half crazy. Let me do those first. All right, so if you've not gotten in the giveaway, it's Exclamation Point Raffle. Please give us a follow. Again, I want to thank everybody for all the follows today. Earlier, somebody sent some bits in, and I had some subs. And the raid from Mike was amazing. So thanks, everybody, for this early morning stuff. I don't expect a whole lot this morning, early in the morning. So having all you guys on and hanging out all this time has been absolutely amazing. You've made my day. I'm telling you. I'll be in a good mood the rest of the day. Honestly, thank you so much. All right, so let's see here. Oh, look, I never win. Yeah, she never wins. She's killing me. All right, I'm going to close this out. And we'll get Adeline got in. That's good. Boom. We'll get that. All right. And we're going to pull some $10 codes. Now, again, there'll be a link that pops up. Just go to our Discord and hit up Obsidian Risk. He'll be upper right. He's one of our community team members, moderators, and he's the keeper of the codes. If you don't see him, just ask someone. Say, hey, I want a prize. We'll get you there. We'll get your code and you get on the store and get you something, you know. First winner would be Adeline. You won right off the bat after being the last person. That is very cool. Oh, look at Torlock. I never win. Is this what's going to happen? Okay, I see what's happening. My friends are going to start ganging up on me. All right. So, Adeline, you've won. Mike says thank you. He got caught away. Oh, no, not a problem. No problem. Tell him a happy birthday for his dad, too. That's awesome. I love it. I just had a birthday. I turned old, though. I'm a really old man. So, I had my birthday last Saturday, actually. And I finished it off by playing some CNC. How you like that? Second winner will be Torlock. I'm going to pull another one, Torlock. I've got a special coupon I'm going to give you for those others today anyway. All right? So I'm pulling you out. Let's pull another one here. Eater of Worlds. I always like that name, by the way, on Twitch, brother. Eater of Worlds. I love it. So if you want, I think you've won before, but you can go over to our Discord and grab Scott. There's the link right there. We'll do another one. And we've got... What? Why is Torlock on here again? He cannot be there. Torlock, what are you doing? Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Odd Man, there you go. I saw you enter earlier. You know the drill on that. I think you've been there before. So Adeline, Eater of Worlds, Odd Man. I'm going to do one more pull and hope that it's not Torlock or Bean. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. What is the deal? There's like 40 people signed up for this, and I've pulled Frank 3 times. That is some rigged shit, Frank. I'm going to pick it again. Lasudius, there we go. Finally. It is their destiny. Yeah, I know, Bean. I know it's their destiny. Oh my God. So guys, just go. That's our link to our Discord. If you want to hang out in the Discord, you're welcome to. I started that thing with just me and the owner, and now we've got like 2,000 people in there, and it is one of the best Discords. I'm in a bunch of Discords. I'm like 200, and I'm telling you, we haven't banned anybody in years. It's such a cool gaming environment. But anyway, nevertheless, go over there, get your coupon codes from Scott, and enjoy yourself something off the store. We really appreciate you guys so much. We need to find Torlock's hack. Yeah, the hack of Torlock. Maybe I should make a magical item up and put it in my game. That would be something fun to do. Take note, I didn't win. Yeah, I noticed that. Federal lottery agents have been dispatched to your location. All right, guys. With that right there, let me check one last thing. I forgot to look my window over here real quick. Let me see. I got the giveaways done. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's get out of here. We got to go. I got a meeting to go to here. And again, thank you everybody for much. We'll be back again. We'll probably do a stream, and I'm not gonna say 100%, but I bet you money we'll do an end stream tonight for the Kickstarter. Maybe probably around 9 Central or something. I'm guessing. I don't know for sure, but watch for it because we'll probably do some good giveaways and stuff. And then tomorrow we'll be back for our normal stream on Thursday nights with the staff, talking about God knows what. You guys can come in and ask questions and stuff, that kind of thing. I'll be back Saturday running my game. Jingo will be running his game on Sunday on the channel. Grace will be back Monday reading her fiction from Aired. And there's the schedule right there for the Twitch schedule. You guys can come in anytime you want to and hang out. We just appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a great day, everyone. And from me to you, Troza!